Alright, so let's go ahead and go through these problems together. Check your work with me as we go through them. We are going to want to get rid of this positive 11 first, so I'm going to minus 11 from both sides. So 119 minus 11 would be 108, and 11's on the left-hand side get crossed out, so 9v equals 108. We divide both sides by 9. 108 divided by 9 is 12. I'm not going to show my checks, but you should have checks on the side, please. Alright, letter B, we're going to want to solve for A, so we're going to add 5.2 to both sides, so we get 8.2 equals A over 8. Multiply both sides by 8, so A equals, we do 8.2 times 8, you're going to get 65.6, and again you should be showing your check on the side, but I'm not going to for the sake of time. This last one, you're going to remember, is a little bit tricky. Add in your parentheses if you need to. You're going to get rid of that 7 first. So you're going to multiply both sides by 7. So you get b plus 4 equals 6 times 7 is 42. You want to minus 4 from both sides. So b equals 38. You should show your check on the side, but for the sake of time, I am not going to show it. So again, letter C, you should have gotten b equals 38, and then for letter B, you should have gotten that your variable equals 65.6, and for letter A, you should have gotten your variable equals 12. Alright, let's go back to our problem up here. We were trying to figure out how much did Wayne pay for each haircut before the tip. So we had an idea that we're kind of going to create an equation. We know that he spent $8 on each haircut. So maybe what we could do is we could have each haircut be our x value. So we could say 8 times x plus 15, because that was the total amount he spent on tips, equals 143. Okay, so let's work through it and see if it makes sense. So we have 8x plus 15 equals 143. Work backwards, so we're going to minus 15 from both sides. Let's have to borrow from the 4. If you're doing this out, so it'd be 8 to 128. We're going to divide both sides by 8. And you might need to use your calculator, or you can do this math out. And it looks like we end up getting x equals 16. So it looks like ended up being each, oops, so sorry, my paper is sideways. It looks like each haircut ended up being $16. Which seems reasonable. Let's double check that this actually is true. So we could plug it back in, so we know we got 8 haircuts, supposedly at each at $16. Paid $15 in tips overall. So 16 times 8 is 128. Oops. Plus 15 does equal 143, so it looks like it works out. So we could say Dwayne paid $16 for each haircut before tips. Another interesting question would be kind of ask, well, if he was paying $15 in tips overall and he had 8 haircuts, how much was he paying per tip each time? Wasn't a reasonable amount, but kind of another question for another day, maybe. Alright, so you can go ahead and get started on your practice problems.